Welcome back, everyone, to the LCS Challengers League. It is still me, it's still Len, it's still Nate. Weird, it's the same people the entire day. Crazy how that works out. We have a halftime show for you after that one. And honestly, like you guys said, it was really back and forth the entire time. We got to see good stuff from both players, good stuff from both teams. But today we have to do a little bit of a terrible tier list for all of you guys. And I specifically told you guys I wasn't going to tell you what was going to happen. So this is the first time they're going to be seeing it as well. We're going to be doing this chart.
Okay.
Nate,
okay.
I think you've seen this before.
Oh,
looks like something you've seen.
I have.
Yeah. Now, we are going to be doing this in two ways. The first part, IRL, right? You know, you have to talk about them as people for a little bit, but the more important one, the one that will actually stay on here is, let's say that you, as yourself, are just upgraded to Challenger, okay? You just are suddenly a Challenger player, right? With all of your current strengths and weaknesses just as a Challenger player. Would you be able to beat them in a 1v1, and could you?
Oh my god.
Oh, that's what this meant. Yeah.
But also IRL. We're going to talk about both of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So we started them with 100 Thieves on the left, and we have Dignitas on the right. I want to start with you, Lennon. Pick a player and tell me where they would be first, IRL, and secondly, where and why they would be where they are on the tier list.
Okay, if I could see the tier list, thank you so much. God, this is so hard. Well, I'm definitely gonna be on the bottom of the list.
Coward.
When it comes to fighting them in person. I may be a big guy and I may know how to fight, but that does not mean that I like to fight. So I'm gonna put Pretty's a pretty big guy. I would say in real life he would probably kick my butt.
Oh, that's the wrong thing to move.
Oh. But on the Rift, I would want to fight him.
You would want to fight him?
On the Rift. On the Rift.
All right. What about his play makes him think? Now imagine yourself as a Challenger player, right? With all your strengths and weaknesses. Why would Pretty still beat you up in the game?
Because I'm an ADC player, and he's a mage player and a mid laner.
Yeah, that's true.
No more reasoning than that.
All right, so that's a pretty straightforward answer. All right, Beatdown, your turn. You get to pick one of these players, and first off, tell me where they would be IRL. Would you be able to beat them up? And then secondly, again, upgrade yourself to a Challenger player.
Of course.
You know, obviously they would, for all of us, we would all be like over here on the far left if it was just like us normally, but.
All right. I'm going to pick Yukino.
All right, Yukino, where's Yukino going?
All right, IRL, like, obviously would kick his butt. Definitely do not want to. He is like the nicest kid ever.
That's fair. Johnny Dang is super chill.
He's great.
Super adorable.
And now if I have upgraded to a Challenger player.
Yeah, you're upgrading to a Challenger player.
I am suddenly a Challenger player. I would kick his butt.
You would still kick their butt. Why?
I would still kick their butt. Because
what are the weaknesses of Johnny's play that would allow you to kick his butt?
I think the thing is, it's more about, how do I explain this? So the thing that would allow, we're talking about 1v1s, right?
Yeah.
So I think sometimes Yukino overestimates himself a little bit.
Ooh.
And I would be so good if I was suddenly a Challenger player in this magical world.
No way.
At punishing that sort of thing. Yes.
Okay.
But I'm not a Challenger player.
All right. Okay. I'll go next. I'm going to go ahead and pick David Chaw and Sanity.
Okay.
And now, first off, I'm actually pretty sure that IRL, it would be something like here. You know, he'd be somewhere around here. You know, I don't really like to fight him. David's a pretty cool guy, but I would also feel like he would be a really fun sparring partner, right? He just got that energy. We just go like, screw it, man. Let's just do this. But in game, I'm actually pretty sure it's something like here. If I got upgraded to a Challenger player, and the big reason why I feel like that is because Insanity is kind of, he's very aggressive in the plays that he likes to go for, right? Like, he's a very good duelist, but he's also one of those guys who's just going to dive you because he got bored. You know, he goes for those plays all the time. And there's one thing you need to know. This is the classic thing that Rafa will always say. Joshi only ever kills people in lane when his opponents get bored. I think I can bore Insanity to the point where he dives me.
I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah.
So you're going to mind control him.
Mind control him. That's how it works. Lennon, you're next.
All right. Let's get down to the nitty gritty here. All right. You see Sniper. You see you're a newbie. All right,
Sniper,
you're
sniper.
a young
Oh, that's the wrong one again.
Oh God, we got a bunch of faith. You're a
Control
young
Z is our
whippersnapper,
friend.
all right, so let's start moving up to the right a little bit. To the right.
Now, is this IRL first or is this in-game?
This is IRL starting off, all right? Then you
starting
start
off.
to factor in his play on the top side, which him himself has said has not been that great. So I'm going to keep moving to the right. Keep going to the right. Keep going to the right. Keep going to the right. But I'm a wholesome guy, and I don't want to fight him. So we're going to move it all the way down. I would kick his butt, and then we'd whip that young whippersnapper into place.
All right.
But all I'm saying, I wouldn't want to fight you, Sniper.
I'm going to fight him. He's going to be peeking out over Yukino down here. All right.
Hello.
Let's move on to the next one. All right, beat down. Give me someone else. Give me a Dignitas player.
Yeah, Dignitas player. Let's see. Give me... Give me Hoon.
Hoon. Damn, that's who I was going to pick. All right. Where'd Hoon go?
All right.
You guys have to tag team him?
That doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, going to France for that one.
Yeah, IRL would kick his butt. Probably don't want to.
He's done here. He can peek over. He can peek over.
Yeah, peek over Sniper a little bit. But for IRL. For on the Rift, I think that's tough. I think he'd actually be like right in the middle, because
right in the middle. Okay.
My reasoning for that is that, like,
now if you're upgraded to a challenger player, of course.
If I'm upgraded to yeah, that's like the a super important caveat, because I am not that. Because Hoon sometimes goes for things that are a little crazy, and the reason I say 50-50 is because sometimes I go for things that are a little crazy.
Okay.
We're gonna have that back and forth.
How much do you want to fight him though? In a 1v1.
Not really. No, I don't want to fight him.
Not really like that.
Oh, in a 1v1? Yeah, I'd be down.
Okay. So we'll put him up. We'll put him up.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Now, this one's gonna be a little bit weird. I'm gonna take XU. IRL, don't want to fight him. He's a pretty chill dude. Yeah, it'd probably be about here. I think it would be pretty even. I don't know if he actually does any martial arts, but on the Rift, there's no freaking way, dude. There is no way. Okay, because the thing is, if we were to do 1v1s, right? XU is kind of a crazy duelist, right? He is the guy who learned how to take all of these 50-50s, and this was what he was doing all of 2022. He has figured it out by now. There's no way I gotta keep my ego intact. There's no way I'm gonna take a 50-50 against XU, because this guy would kick my butt.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. My next one has got to be my boy Diamond. So let's go ahead and slot him right there in the middle. We'll start walking
right there
through.
in the middle. All right.
He's right there in the middle. Okay, great guy. Got to talk to him a lot. He's a shit talker, though. All right. All I'm going to say is that red bar up there that I want to fight every time Diamond talks, that's going to go up a little bit. The thing is, though, he's a pretty big guy in real life. And I don't know if I'll be able to kick his butt, but I know damn sure on the Rift he would wipe the floor with me. So and he's going right there next to Pretty. So that's all I'm saying.
All right, now what is it? Now imagine again, you're upgraded to a challenger player. What is it about Diamond's gameplay?
He knows how to get under your skin, man. He just knows how to win matchups. It's crazy to me how much pressure he can exert and what you talk to his opponents across the table from a lot of the time. It's a force to be reckoned with.
All right. B, I think we have time for one more from you.
All right, I'm gonna choose Unforgiven.
Unforgiven.
Yeah.
Bam. That's him.
So
2 in a row. He took what you wanted.
No, that's fine.
So I'm gonna say IRL would kick his butt.
Okay.
Do I want to?
Actually, I don't know anything about Unforgiven. Like, is he a big guy?
I'm gonna be real. I'm very confident I could beat up literally any gamer. It's just.
Okay, hold on. I could come up with some counter examples. Harry's a black belt.
So am I.
Ooh, I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
I thought you just did boxing. Anyway, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay, you would beat up Unforgiven.
Yeah. I'll be neutral. I don't know. On the Rift.
Yeah.
If I was upgraded to a challenger player, he would still eat my food, man.
Okay. Now, what is it about Unforgiven makes you so scared of him?
It's just that I don't know how to explain it. The dude is like unreal. I talked about it at the beginning of the day at like limit testing. Like he's gonna do like his damage calculator will be, even if I'm upgraded to challenger, will be so much better than mine.
Yeah.
And he's gonna do stuff where I'm like, oh okay, he's gonna die here, and then I die. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
All right, we'll do. I think we have one more time. We got Tomo here coming in. Now I'm gonna be real. I'm actually pretty sure that he would beat me up IRL. I'm not a very large guy, you guys. I'm like 5'8". This guy, like, I think he's over 6 foot.
Can't
like,
confirm.
Oh, damn.
No shot. But on the Rift, I actually think it gets worse. But I also think it's like over here.
He
I kind
gets
of want
a handicap because he's an ADC, right? Like,
well,
Yeah, that's kind of true.
hold on. The big thing here is like 2022. I'm actually pretty sure it's over here because I'm pretty sure I could cheese him and like catch him out, and he will not think about it as much. But now we got full power Tomo, you guys.
Full power.
Like the
Yeah,
way that
true.
he's started to come out, you're not catching this guy out very often. You're not really able to do anything. He's just constantly able to find different angles, and the way that he kites in 2023 versus the way he kited in 2022, different animal, different person entirely. I would jump on him. I'm not a very aggressive player. Wouldn't work. We're gonna give the last one, Lennon.
Oh
You got
my God.
Destiny.
I don't want to fight any of these people.
That's an answer, though. That's okay.
So Destiny, my friend. All right. I've seen him in real life. All right.
Yeah. Mitchell Shaw.
You know, and
Okay.
talking about real life, purely real life,
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty contested. I don't think it would go either way. I think it'd be pretty contested.
Okay.
On the Rift though, now just as a whole, I know said Diamond would kick my butt, but Destiny, my friend, if I was a challenger, I would cheese you so hard on the Rift. I would find a way to win no matter what,
You'd make him lactose intolerant.
and that means I would kick his butt on the Rift.
All
That's
right.
mine.
All right.
That's mine.
It's right there in the middle. Okay. You would cheese him. How would describe to me real quick how you would cheese him?
I'd take some really fine Gouda, I'd get a little bit of goat's cheese, and I'd present it to him.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean that is definitely one way to cheese him. So
It is.
there you have it, everyone.
I love that we all just did a straight face with that. It's great.
Yeah. It was great. So here you have it. This is our casters. Whether or not we could beat them up on the Rift if we were Challengers players, but of course we're not. We are here to actually showcase what the real good players are here to do, and we have one final game of the day. That last one was contested, so Lennon, Nate, last game, 100 Thieves Challengers, Dignitas Challengers. Let's see how it goes.
Oh, did you get it?
No, he didn't
Oh, he
throw
didn't-
it.
he
He
didn't
just
throw it?
left me. He just like made me run down the road, and he's like, I'm like that kid that he just like walked away, turned inside, and just walked away from me.
What's not even the
Anyways,
point anymore?
We're getting into the last game of the day here as 100 Thieves Challengers versus Dignitas Challengers here. We get the not the Karthus band, rather. It looks a little bit like Karthus in the darkness down there.
you know.
It is that Elise
Close
band.
one eye.
Yeah, you know,
Close the
close
other
one eye, maybe
eye.
both eyes, and
Yeah.
kind of guess. Syndra is that ban again from Dignitas. They did respect ban that in game number 1.
That's right, and I suspect the bans are going to be pretty much the same thing in this first rotation. And
Yeah.
it's so interesting to think about what we're going to see besides the Ash ban coming through here, which is good, strong pick, because like that game was close. That game 1 was back and forth, and we were at a point in the game where 100 Thieves were ahead. But it was Dignitas who made a really smart catch out onto Pretty in the side lane. And that was the beginning of the end. They were able to get a great team fight around the Baron because 100 Thieves were trying to stop them. And we're 28 minutes, so sure, full ace, just win the game. It's over.
No
It's
big
so
deal.
crazy.
No big deal, I guess. No, but it really was just really good macro play coming out from the squad there, right? And being able to see that kind of come through from Dignitas when we know they're at the top of the table feels really, really good. We do see that Caitlyn band joining the Ashe there for 100 Thieves. We get the Fiora band from Dignitas, so focusing on that top side matchup, focusing on snipers, split pushers as well. We'll see what their last band is going to be.
Right, and what 100 Thieves are going to focus, because now they're the ones who are going to be on the blue side. We can see, honestly, a lot of different things come through. Notably, Maokai has made it through. Yukino, along with the Vi, has been playing a lot of Maokai and has had a lot of success with that pick. And I think it's the best jungler right now. So, I mean, go on, Sniper. Lock
Might
it
as well
for him.
Lock
Yeah!
it in. Yeah, I mean, if it's on the table, it's absolutely going to be picked up. Now, we still do have the Sejuani. We still do have the Vi, things like that on the table. XU's Elise obviously gone, but still a lot of meta picks off to pick off, I guess, for Dignitas. And now I guess the Lucian Nami instant lock-ins for Dignitas. I actually like this a lot from them to take that aggressive stance for Tomo and Diamond. We know they can take those 2v2 matchups, and it will be a little bit of a safer bot lane in the Lovers duo for 100 Thieves.
That's an exciting. There you go. You kind of got a bit of what you wanted here. No Zeri coming through this time because it was banned by Dignitas, and you open up that Xayah Rakan. Very safe bot lane, like you said, and just shot up in priority since a couple of the changes have come through these last recent patches. So you're probably not going to be able to, win lane necessarily, unless Unforgiven and Destiny go kind of crazy. But you have a lot of late game team fighting power because you have that defense with the Featherstorm and that all-in potential with that Rakan. It's really nice.
Love to see the Sejuani picked up for XU, though. Again, just seems to fit the mold of XU, but as well as that Lee Sin looking pretty schnutty last time around as well. Yeah. We do get the Jace ban here, so a little bit more focus to some of that flexibility, but more so that topside matchup, and the Jax ban by 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I mean, even though they lost, Sniper was looking to be sort of a problem on this Jace pick, so they just want to take that one out of the picture. I like the Tristana band as well. Maybe they're leaning towards picking something like an Azir, and that's why they just don't want to deal with anything like that. Remove that option there from Pretty. But overall, seeing the Sejuani, I agree. It's nice for XU. He's that player who we know has been pretty good when it comes to early game decision making. And going into this year, when we all got together as a broadcast team, we were talking about what we wanted to see from everyone. And from XU, it was consistency, because we know he's got hands. We know he's got. He takes a lot of these risky but plays that make sense. We wanted to see him win those out, and he's been doing that all split.
Yeah, we get the Silas ban last in the second phase here by 100 Thieves. It is the Renekton pick for Dignitas, so leaving counter pick for Insanity in the mid lane. And we'll see what the answer is, at least for now, for 100 Thieves, as they do still need their solo lanes here. And maybe a little bit of special sauce stolen away from Dignitas from last game, because that cohesion with the Talia pick was so big for Dignitas.
Say stolen away, but it's not just... you know what? I'll save it for if it gets locked in.
They're gonna go for Sniper's comfort here at least.
Yeah, but I mean, Pretty is the Talia player, so maybe you could argue that Insanity kind of stole the sauce from him before. But point is, we'll see what's going to be locked in blind for Pretty in the mid lane. Don't know why it wouldn't just be the Aaliyah English. Very cool. But they're just kind of running the timer for us, having a little fun with us, the enemy team, the viewers at home. That's what these teams do.
So I remember last year, maybe Joshi can correct me, I believe there was a game he went like 16-0 or something. We had a game where like it was crazy. We were asking if it had been like the most ever kills in a single game from a single guy. I think at that point in the split it had been, but it is incredible obviously to see this give back and forth of the Talia, something really big for Pretty in the past, but something that Insanity just popped off on last game as well. And there's still a lot of scaling options on the table for Dignitas, and it's going to be the LeBlanc, or LeBlanc, if you will, for Insanity.
That's right, a lot of options, a lot of chances for Insanity to give that bonk over to Pretty. And I want to add on to that point you brought on, because it's true. Pretty last year played for Immortals Academy during the Proving Grounds run. And in summer, Immortals got further than anyone thought they would, and it was off the back of some monstrous performances from Pretty, specifically on the Talia. And he was one of the few players actually pulling it out at the time. So it's cool to see that signature pick come through for him, and he's gonna have to play into Insanity. We've seen M&S do some crazy things on this pick, especially in this particular matchup, and I want to see Insanity do the same.
I think the mid lane will have a lot of focus, especially from Pretty once we get to level 6 out of lane itself, but I still do expect there to be a heavy presence towards the bottom side of the map, and trying to get Tomo and Diamond something of a lead down there on the Lucian Nami, super big. But they also have a very aggressively focused early comp for Dignitas that they're going to have to execute on.
That's a good point. There's a lot of snowballing that needs to happen. Oh wait, I like this actually.
He's going for a little bit of vision.
Oh, also, vision. Okay.
Thank you to reporter Joshi, who has gotten our update. It was 14-0 and 14 versus EG Academy last year.
Disgusting.
So that is disgusting. So good stuff from Pretty on his past Talia performances. Obviously, we'll see if he can do so against Insanity this time around. But I do want to focus back in on this matchup, as we should, because if you're not, then I can't believe you wouldn't have spammed in chat who you think's going to win already. DIGC for Dignitas Challengers and 100C for 100 Thieves Challengers, as we take a look at a little bit of that early vision game from Dignitas.
That vision game is a big deal. Really nice of that stack of 100 Thieves to notice it, so they're going to be able to very easily clear that away, because the bot lane's immediately walking through. No information there for Yukino, or rather for XU. So they're not 100% sure where Yukino is starting. And I mean, despite the loss, this was something 100 Thieves were doing pretty well in that early game. Doing a good job keeping track of XU. And though there's no early vision now, I expect that Yukino is going to be looking for a lot of these timers to be able to bother XU like he did to him in the first game and get an idea of where he's looking to go.
Like to see the opposite sides here at least. A little bit trading in bot side though. Is Destiny playing a little bit of what Tomo Diamond were giving them last time around that level 1 fight. Should be enough given back here. And level 2 acquired very, very shortly. Should even up a little bit of those trades between Tomo Diamond.
That's right, and this was the bot lane that Tomo and Diamond run so very often. Might need to hold that thought because, wow, we got a lot of aggressive trading going on here.
This is how this bot lane should go.
Yes.
This is what is foretold. We need the action. These 2 bot lanes are too good to be sitting here idle.
Exactly. I made the graphic for a reason, guys. Don't make me look silly, please.
So much effort.
I did. It was so hard. It wasn't that hard. But, you know, that's the point. It's the spirit that matters. Yeah, you're right. But if you want to tell us something, use the hashtag NACL on Twitter, and maybe we'll put your picks on stream. And speaking of picks, XU, Nar is really weak early, and it's perfect time to capitalize.
Little baby Nar getting CC'd, and he's not even going to get Mega Nar. First blood goes to XU, and the piggy's eating good.
That was a really nice notice from Hoon to immediately flash once he notices the line is on him. He doesn't have to end up trading his life for Sniper, and it just means the Sniper has to teleport. And I imagine we're going to see a lot more visitation on the top side because Hoon getting away with this game early on is the first step to Dignitas getting that 2-0 in the series.
And we had heard from Hoon a little bit after the series yesterday and on his Twitter just saying, I'm going to play better, guys. I'm going to bring it back. And I think a little bit of that kind of chip on the shoulder from yesterday, dropping the 1-1. I think coming into this one, they didn't want to leave any questions to be told as they want to cement themselves in that top of the table with only 2 weeks left here in the regular season. And especially love to see kind of the difference in looks that we got now so far, I guess, in this series from Dignitas. Where in first game, they definitely had a little bit more of that scaling options, not needing as much aggression, whereas this time, leads definitely need to be accrued for them.
I'm very excited to see how they'll be able to play that out, if they can kind of achieve that dominance that this draft is telling us they want to achieve. And on 100 Thieves side, I mean, they're a team who, across the split, I think have been looking better and better. We looked at this roster pound for pound and knew that they would go far in NACL here in spring. The thing that's been difficult for them, I think, is getting a lot of things together. I mean, it took some time for Unforgiven to get here, of course. Unforgiven and Destiny, actually. Visa issues, as so many teams have dealt with. But slowly but surely, they've been getting it together. They looked like they struggled a lot when they played Cloud9, because Cloud9, let's be real, Cloud9 clowned them. But now they've been looking so much better, and they're scaling up to that point where we believe they can be.
Got a 3v3 brewing, but Diamond has the flash, tries to get out with the heal as well. He's got the burn ticking on him, and it's just going to be enough to heal at the last second. Nicely done from Diamond. And 100 Thieves' plans go a bit awry.
Just a bit, but they got another plan in store.
Oh, XU needs to be a little bit careful. Obviously can't be slowed there, but was in danger of getting knocked back enough for that CC chain to connect. And both junglers were back right to it. Literally, this is what we saw last game. Just hover bot lane and see what happens.
We'll say no flash on Unforgiven is a little concerning.
XU wants to go for it. Just show his face here. Yukino will still be hidden in the side over there. Back starting to be completed from XU.
Oh, interrupted. Okay. I'm wondering if we're just going to see that continual presence bot side. It's tough. Oh, I think we might see a lane gank.
We got a new iteration of the Maokai skin bot. We'll check out that a little bit later.
Yeah. We're going to have
to see what the saplings look like. But XU, speaking of
love this,
is going to be looking for this bot lane. If they overextend just a bit, he'll stop that back.
It's just preventing the freeze from coming through, just to ensure that Tomo and Diamond aren't under any threat as well if Yukino decided to stay. Really nice awareness, and he's going to just go ahead and finish that back. So, 100 Thieves, to that point I was trying to make before, I mean, Yukino is definitely a player as well to watch out on this roster, because I kind of highlighted it. Across 2 orgs, I've heard nothing but good things about this kid. His work ethic, his willingness to learn, and it's only done good things for him. And it's an amazing thing to see in a player so young. And I'm like, especially a gamer so young. He's just got, if you've ever seen him in interviews, really positive attitude, really nice guy. None of us wanted to fight him during that halftime segment for a reason. And he's that exciting player to keep an eye on alongside Sniper, who I mean is the most hyped generational talent.
Well, and back to Yukino a little bit. We hit the tussle in mid lane here. He was that kind of standout for EG Prodigies. And I think when you talk to a lot of the junglers, and especially throughout semi-pro, but even hearing some inklings from Academy last year, a lot of junglers want to face up against Yukino because he is kind of talked about and rumored throughout being just so strong. And I think we've seen those in bright moments for 100 Thieves. That's why they are, contesting for those top 3 slots. But this is not a slouch matchup. This is not something that is going to be an easy task to take some wins against Dignitas.
Oh, and I think it's something to say that... Actually, I'm going to wait to see what XU... Okay, it's fine. I think that... Oh, nope, we got a skirmish.
We got a little bit of skirmish. As Insanity try to join over here, there'll be an early flash from Yukino. As XU will go back. They have the control ward there.
Yeah, I don't know if they know. They got to let it reset. Oh, well. Yeah, okay, it's going to reset. Okay, this is the interesting thing. Since they changed how the jungle works in preseason, resetting buffs and objectives overall.
XU didn't get it.
It's just funny that resetting buffs and objectives overall doesn't work the same way. If someone, even if the patience bar runs out, if somebody else is in the circle, even if it's an enemy, it won't heal all the way. So you have that opportunity for, some teams pull out the Rift Herald and try to get it to fully reset. That doesn't really work anymore. And I think it's a thing junglers, teams that overall are getting used to. It's an interesting mechanic.
See the Nature's Grasp, another interesting mechanic used by... Oh, it connects twice there. Tomo having to cleanse and flash, but Diamond's already down. They might be able to get Tomo back something here, but big bramble smash. So. And XU goes down to a double kill for Unforgiven.
That's huge. Unforgiven, this 80 carry, this marksman we know is able to do such great things, has suddenly picked up a double kill. And to make matters worse, Tomo has no summoners after all of that and isn't even able to trade back. It's going to be a big purchase. Unforgiven doing his best Scrooge McDuck impression. And that's a good start to game 2 here for 100 Thieves.
Now, forewarning, don't go diving into piles of gold. It will hurt you. You will end up in the hospital. But maybe this time Unforgiven gets away a little bit with it.
And this is the Maokai pick. Notice, XU level 5, no Glacial Prison. Could have had a big impact on this fight. But Yukino doing that extra bit of farming, if anything, securing that red buff earlier, basically is what made this entire play possible.
It's just really, again, that heads-up play and a really good capitalization from Unforgiven here, who we said in the beginning, right, Dignitas with this duo, obviously Lucian scales with mechanical skill, as we've said, but it still is one of those bot lanes that it's a hyper-scaling ADC on Xayah, and you needed to find some advantage down there. You saw how much XU was investing, and unable to find that and giving over that much now begs a lot of questions to Dignitas.
And the big question really is, how are you going to be able to take down Unforgiven? We talked about in the last series how it's that game of, can you kill the AD carry? Okay, you win. Can you not? Then you lose. And Unforgiven, being ahead as he is, being the Xayah as well, though there is no cleanse, you still have the Featherstorm, you still have the Flash for a lot of added safety. And that's something that Dignitas are going to have to overcome.
100 Thieves moving in to contest this Rift Herald as we get the fight started off. Glacial Prison, nice triple grand entrance from Destiny, and now 100 Thieves are fine taking a front to back here. Sniper trying to set up with the big Meganar. He's starting to stack up. He wants it more, but he goes in early. He needs to get the push into the wall. XU sacrificed here is pretty. Wants to try to fight Diamond, but he won't have Sushi today.
But wow, another nice engage coming through from 100 Thieves. They get themselves... Oh, they don't get themselves the Rift Herald. Excuse me. But they do manage to get so much off of what had just taken. They did. Wow. I don't know why I thought I saw XU with the Rift Herald. So 100 Thieves, they get everything they want here. A great team fight. The Rift Herald secured for them. And the all-in from XU doesn't work. Now they have this neutral where they can get themselves more gold plates. And given the advantage they already have bought, I don't see why they don't continue putting on pressure.
They already have a Gale Force down there, or Unforgiven. I expect to see continued ganks and continued pressure from Yukino towards this bottom side, and you see that's already the game plan.
And the game plan for Dignitas here was to all in on this Maokai. They threw everything and the kitchen sink at him, but Destiny saves the day with the quickness, with the grand entrance to put on some damage, and also CC long enough to help get the rest of the damage in. And the rest of it goes as expected. You get summoners out, you get kills on the board, and 100 Thieves walk away very happy.
Smiling faces from the 100 Thieves compound here. Yukino will start up this dragon, as it'll be the first dragon at 12 minutes into the game. If XU just nearby should not be contested, and I would like to see XU maybe wrap back around, try to visit this bot lane a little bit, as try to just get something back for Tomo Diamond.
God knows they need it, Lennon. It's been a tough one for the bot lane of Dignitas, at least in this game, because of that attention here for Yukino, and that attention is continuing from what we can tell. Look at XU, looking to get that answer back. He is waiting just outside of vision to go for that Q into flash. You look around across the rest of the map here, Yukino's just looking for a spot to where he's going to be able to drop that Herald. And oh,
he might even find Diamond here. That's a tidal wave back, but he's already dead. The Gale Force spike is being spiked into the faces of Dignitas as Nature's Grasp connects onto Tomo. He has Cleanse, he has Flash, he does that, and Destiny gets traded back. TP just in case from Hoon. The rest of 100 Thieves make it out. Destiny, the one traded back.
That's a big clutch up from Tomo there. If that doesn't work, and he falls as well, you lose so much there with those turret plates. But Hoon is also there to ensure that doesn't happen, but he needs to go back to the top side because Sniper is going to be able to have his way with that turret as well. All you've done is slow down the Herald play that Yukino is going for here, but it might be worth it because 30 seconds until the eye expires, he's going to have to drop it soon.
I would like to see even mid lane get a little bit of that, get pretty, some resources here, going very toe-to-toe, I guess, with Insanity so far. But it has been quiet on the home front of the top and the mid lane. It has just been about all the fisticuffs that we've had in the bottom side.
Right, I mean, just bringing it back to Pretty. Been doing fine in this late matchup so far, keeping pace with Insanity and hasn't given away any kills either. He hasn't been able to get out and use the Weaver's Wall, but those opportunities will be there outside of the laning phase as well. And you have Destiny hovering, you have Diamond and XU also hovering, and Destiny, careful. Okay.
He's gonna be just fine, but we do get a little bit of that movement out of the bottom lane. At least some connection between Diamond and XU, obviously super strong in that regard. But I like to see that Destiny is willing to try and get on that move as well. That Pretty obviously needs to be getting active with the Weaver's Walls around. We haven't gotten that necessarily. He's been trying to hold down Insanity, as Yukino will have to use that Rift Herald in mid lane.
Right, so some plays will go through. Insanity stopping the recall maybe to pressure Pretty, so deny some of that gold from him. But overall, not the play 100 Thieves wanted, but it is gold they will get back into their pocket.
Ooh. Sniper, Meganar into the wall up the damage. Sniper, he's gonna get a solo bolo.
Okay. You love to see that, and even though plates are gone, Sniper's gonna be able to do some damage onto this turret. Really nicely done from that hyped up prospect in Sniper. Now, as things kind of slow back down and we take stock of the map, 100 Thieves, early game's been going good for them. They have a kill lead, but they don't really have much of a gold lead. Dignitas have been answering back on several fronts here, taking turret plays, taking objectives, and now maybe lives.
XU spotted out by the control wards there. Destiny's still going to get poked down. That culling used into Destiny's back, and Tomo able to push in here. XU just gonna hover as TPs are coming down. XU stayed, did not complete his back, but this is really rough because they are fighting Pretty, and now that's too much CC. He gets the double, the stuns, and that's 2 kills quickly given over to 100 Thieves.
And that's what we needed to see from 100 Thieves, Lennon. Another play to continue advancing their lead. And now, all of a sudden, things were even. Now they're up 2,000 gold. They're going to be able to take another turret, get more gold into this 4-0-1 Zaya, by the way. And this control over the bottom side of the map is absolutely theirs. They won't get the turret because of Insanity, and they might lose this top turret, but it is well worth it for everything they earned just now.
That's so much, honestly. And then Hoon actually getting a little bit back for himself here. Nice little bit of response. But it's still, again, that like 2,000 gold lead from 100 Thieves as they've been just taking fights left and right here. As it should be a Rift Herald going over to Yukino here with no pressure, but actually they pull off of it in time. And maybe a little bit of lacking information where XU was, where the rest of the team was. But pings at least coming down towards this Dragon Pit. A little bit of vision already in place for Dignitas.
Yeah, with the teleport bot from Pretty, that tells me 100 Thieves want to focus on this bottom side of the map. Clear waves so Insanity can't pressure this turret, but also move with his team so that 100 Thieves can start to, well, see what Destiny's doing here. Clear vision and eventually wants to move that into the river. We're 14 seconds away from the dragon spawning, and it's looking like 100 Thieves do not want to necessarily let that one go, especially because maybe Sniper, no, he's not going to be solo starting the Herald.
Not just yet, at least. They are collapsing a little bit for some vision around the Dragon Pit here for 100 Thieves. So should be a second dragon completed for them.
You just let this one go as Dignitas, but this is tough because if we take stock of the whole situation, what did we say in Draftland? And Dignitas had the comp where they needed some early game dominance. They need to be the one to run away with things. And although you still have Hoon, who can still be pretty formidable inside. Sniper is 3-1, is incredibly fed right now. You look at Insanity, Pretty hasn't been giving him many openings to go for much of anything outside of a wave shove. And Tomo and Diamond, you look at Unforgiven and Destiny, who have an incredible lead at the moment here. And as time goes on, it only gets harder. Dignitas' best chances in these team fights now is going to be taking Unforgiven out of these fights, kind of like what we saw from FlyQuest with XU this time piloting the Sejuani. You get on top of a carry, you blow them up before anyone can do anything, and that's going to require, it's hard. You're going to need
task for sure.
You're going to need a lot of vision control to be able to do so, and make sure you have a pocket of darkness that you can play for.
We'll see if they can navigate these murky waters here. See if they can execute on it as well. We get the second item completion for Tomo. Should be that rapid fire cannon there as well. The presence in the mid lane now, and a little bit of forefront for them to try and get something going. Again, I want to go back to the fact that there is a just very stalwart composition coming into late game for 100 Thieves here. And with this advantage on Xayah, it's already starting to pay here. And again, it's still too Dignitas to find something for themselves.
And that's brutal. Between Guardian and the Battle Dance, that did nothing to Destiny's health bar. And you can see Dignitas trying to move in, get whatever vision they can, but it's getting harder and harder for them to be able to do so. Not going to see the same kind of clutch team fight, more than likely, out of Dignitas Challengers. It's going to have to be something more than that. And my eyes are on Insanity. When you're playing LeBlanc, you don't have to follow the rules of team fighting. You don't have to play front to back. Rather, you shouldn't play front to back. So that's who my eyes are on for Dignitas. Yeah, Unforgiven is playing Xayah, but you have a lot of CC and threats on Dignitas' side. If Insanity can get the angle, force them out, or better yet, get a kill, it's a great look.
Thieves looking mid lane though. Tomo dashing out with the Gale Force. That's why you take those extra movement abilities. Gotta love it. Pretty. Not able to connect it. Ghost will be popped there, as he did use the spellbook just to get that TP back in. Rift Herald spawned in mid lane for Yukino yet again.
I think it was another late spawn, but ultimately you get what you wanted out of this one. One charge is enough because it's that mid tier 1 turret, and 100 Thieves can just continue that oppressive vision they have on this bottom side. I mean, look at the wards they've already laid out. So much blue in Dignitas' bottom side jungle, and it's so much work for them to step up to waves, clear out these wards, and get some semblance of control on their side of the map. And this gold lead continues to grow for 100 Thieves as well. It just gets harder and harder.
Yeah, Navores has been picked up for Mr. Unforgiven. So definitely a little bit of a spike there, but really waiting on that third item for Xayah as well. And I want to see how they kind of utilize this moment here. You see already Diamond and XU moving up towards this top side, try to take this outer tower here. Try to even up a little bit of this tower game and get something back on the map, because they have not been able to break any of those.
Oh, well, there you go. They're listening to you, Lennon. That's one turret for Dignitas, and that is a good point. I mean, there's a lot of easy gold available for Dignitas to pick up, and that could be part of their way getting back into this game. Right now, Dragon is what everyone has their eyes on. Herald take, or rather a Baron take for Dignitas, isn't very fast. 100 Thieves, they're not that worried about it.
Say 100 Thieves not too shabby when it comes to that, especially with the damage from the Xayah. But we'll see if that does become a something for 100 Thieves to kind of focus on. Right now, the focus for Dignitas trying to catch out Yukino. And Unforgiven Destiny caught out by the tidal wave there, but the Nature's Grasp came out both ways.
I like the turnaround. It says, you think I'm trapped in here with you? No, 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 no. And a really nice side step as well to even things out.
It's just a reset for Dragonfight here. I mean, this is sole point for 100 Thieves.
I'm looking at the ultimate there for XU. I'm not sure what the cooldown is. I don't think it will be up in time. If not, maybe a few seconds after the dragon spawn. Because that's a big engage tool for Dignitas. And Dignitas, if they want this dragon, which I'm not sure they'll be able to fight, they have to clear out a lot of vision first. You're already seeing pings from 100 Thieves. They want to move down and get started.
They're trying to grab some positioning here, some priority from mid lane as well. But they're also trying to get some vision on where Dignitas would actually come into the fight from. Dignitas trying to move in from a top side position from the mid lane. Should see 100 Thieves actually come down here as well, but here you go. Double knockup from the grand entrance, and nicely done from 100 Thieves to wipe the floor with 3 members of Dignitas. There's enough damage from Pretty to get another kill, and they might just peek. They're a little bit split, but it looks like the Baron is in the eyes, maybe even the Dragon.
I think they're going to get to have their cake and eat it too, Lennon. A great team fight for 100 Thieves. Just continues advancing their lead. No jungle, no smite means no problem. That's 2 big objectives coming through here. And Insanity, I mean, what are you really going to do here? Oh, hey, we got to see the sapling.
We did get to see the sapling. He can't get the steal, though. And nice grand entrance. Man, you can run, you can hide, you can slip and slide. But Destiny arrives all the same, my friend.
Insanity didn't even have a moment to react, and we're going to see how this fight started off overall. XU, remember, didn't have that Glacial Prison because of the fight earlier, and Destiny immediately saw his opportunity and pounced on it. He has been incredible on the recon this game, on the engage, and at this point, Tomo, culling is not doing damage. Nice use of the Weaver's Wall to get Sniper's ultimate, and it's just overall so well executed by 100 Thieves.
And what a comeback from that first game. It was back and forth. They were both bloody, and it was a game that 100 Thieves felt like they should have come back from, right? That the Dignitas heads-up play is what really made that happen. And now they get a justified answer here. They have a big goal lead, 6,000 here, controlling 24 minutes in. They're on sole point. They've got Baron. They've got everything rolling in the right direction.
And this is great. If they're... Oh, hold on.
Speaking of rolling, the trees are starting to roll here. Another grand entrance and another CC chain gets Pretty on a killing spree.
This has got to be the most painful LeBlanc game of all time for Insanity. He can't move. Yeah, you force out the Featherstorm, but I mean, is it even worth it at this point? And this is a big deal for 100 Thieves. They are in an incredibly winning position here, and the fact that they've improved so much since their series against Cloud9, where, again, I'll say it, they got clowned on. Now, they're facing who we call the best team in the league, and they're about to split a game with them.
And Dignitas wanted to get a 2-0 to kind of assert themselves after that one loss against Wildcard yesterday, but being dragged around here by 100 Thieves in great ways by them with macro decisions coming out the wazoo, it feels like. Here comes another nice little Weaver's Wall to block off the rest of Dignitas as an inhib tower is starting to go down, but Dignitas maybe wants to fight over it. Insanity goes in for a little bit of damage, but gotta be careful as that tower's already down. Mid lane also falling to Sniper, and the siege is starting to break the walls of Dignitas.
Look at Destiny. He has the quickness up and available here. If Dignitas aren't careful, the series ends here and now. Hoon is splitting across the map. Health bars are low enough that they just want to recall, and those empowered recalls will get everybody off the map very, very quickly. A lot of gold about to be spent here by 100 Thieves, which will cement themselves essentially in this game. Because, I mean, let's be real. They got this in the bag. This is their game to lose.
This is their game to lose, and we see third items completed pretty much for Sniper, for Pretty. We also get the third item, Phantom Dancer, from Unforgiven, so no IE today. We also, though, got to see on the other side where you do have, that Prowler's Call competed. A couple items now coming for Dignitas where they're trying to find as much as they can, and now Tomo going on that back. I would expect him to be able to complete that third item, but he's not anywhere near the fight, and 100 Thieves are saying it's time to rumble right now as the Nature Grass comes across. Another grand entrance connects for Destiny. XU's left out on his lonesome. And another capitalization from 100 Thieves Challengers.
And it just gets better and better. Their win more secure by the moment. And look at Sniper. He has the angle.
He's got Meganar ready to go. Doesn't get that stop. Oh, no. Okay. He's not going to be able to get that damage. Yeah, does get the emotional damage, though, to Dignitas here. As it will be the last tower falling here. 100 Thieves might be able to get this siege down and get out with it.
That's right, Yukino is low, can't back, so I think they're just going to back off here. A little dangerous, don't want to give away any shutdowns. This might be Dignitas' moment, though. They have the numbers advantage, and Hoon is looking for it.
TPing, I believe, pretty back. He does have the Weaver's Wall. He could catch them out here, but he just wants to go for the damage into the
Oh my god!
Oh, it's so disgustingly dirty as 100 Thieves will wipe the floor with Dignitas once again. It's a clean ace, and it's a 1-to-1 series. Our top of the table delivers every damn time.
Wildcard showed it to us yesterday, Lennon, but gods can truly bleed. 100 Thieves take a game off our #1 seed in the standings.
What a game it was, and what a series. 1-to-1 between Dignitas Challengers, 100 Thieves Challengers. We will have an interview after a short little break with somebody from 100 Thieves Challengers, so we'll see what they have to say about that crazy 1-to-1. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the LCS Challengers League. We are here with our Verizon postgame interview with the victorious 100 Thieves support, Destiny. Welcome back, Destiny. It's been a while since we've had you on the interview desk, and obviously we got to start with some of the big things, right? You guys just took down Dignitas, which has been the top dogs so far this entire split. How much of an achievement is this to you guys?
To be honest, it's probably not that much of a good achievement. Even though they are the best team right now, I think everyone's goals within our team is to win, and like I think all of us wanted to go 2-0 today. 1-1's a good start. Proud of the guys because I think we have made a lot of improvements over the weeks, but next time we want that 2-0.
That makes sense. I mean, you always want to get a couple more wins, but you talked about how you've got so many different players who are here just trying to improve and try and find these wins. One of the things that's been interesting to me is the build that you have with 100 Thieves in terms of like veterans to rookies is pretty similar to what you were playing with on Cloud9 previously in 2022. How would you describe the atmosphere has changed from one team to another?
I would say the approach to rookies is quite different from C9 to 100. I think the rookies here definitely get a lot more attention from coaching staff, I would say. Having Kire and Dandan, both challenger LEC players, is definitely very hands-on in the feedback that they give. So I think I would say my feedback on Cloud9 was more direct to Shaden and Copy. I really liked working with them, and it was more of a player-help-player situation. And I think the situation here is more coach to player. Obviously, the players still have input in helping each other.
For sure, for sure. Well, it's great to hear that you're still interacting with some of the young guys. Now, I did have one question from Mazel. We did a halftime bit today where we had an axis of high or low. How much do you think, or how much would you like to fight them? And left to right, how likely do you think it was that they could kick your butt? And so Lennon, Mazel, said that he would absolutely destroy you in an IRL fistfight. What do you have to say to that?
I think he would. I'm not going to deny it, man. Like, I think he would beat me up pretty badly. So I hope we're good, man. Hope we're good, man.
All right, okay. He did say he wasn't particularly interested in fighting you, so I think you're going to be safe on that one for a little while. Now, the other thing we did... I don't know if the audience can hear that, but he's coming out a little bit as well. Destiny, last split. I put out a tweet where I was ranking some of my early expectations for the most valuable prospect, and you were not super happy that I didn't have any Cloud9 members on that roster. So now we're getting close towards the end of the split, and we have to remember that most valuable prospect is going to be a regular season award. Who on your team would you like to nominate as the most or the best recipient for that?
Oof. I think it is a bit of a hard one because I feel like all of our teammates have had like good and bad games. Honestly, I would probably give it to Sniper. I think he clutched our game yesterday really hard on Jax, and he's just overall had some pretty solid laning phases against some of the veterans like Haunter and stuff. So yeah, I would probably give it to him.
Nice. Well, not super surprising, right? He has been one of the big players that we've always been very excited about. Now, I also am led to believe now, Destiny, that you have been living with a couple of 16-year-olds because you have the entire roster all staying in one 5-bedroom apartment. And you were saying that it sounds like you guys have some stories about living with, a wide variety of different age groups.
Yeah, all I can say is living with 16-year-olds, the kitchen sink is always full. It's just filled with random stuff. It's not washed. There's a lot of ants in LA, so I already know that's going to be a future problem. But we're keeping them in check. They're overall pretty clean. And shout out to Yakuno's mum. She's given us she's hooked us up with some snacks.
Nice. Well, shout out to Mrs. Dang over there. It has been pretty good. Do you guys have any shout outs that you'd like to give as we start to wrap up for the day?
Shout out to Dignitas bot lane. I think they gapped us in the second game. At least for the first few levels, I think they played better than us. But I mean, after that, I think it was a bit of a banger.
Well, there you go. Shout out to Dignitas there. That's going to be it for us here on the Verizon postgame interview. Thank you so much. Congratulations on finding the 1-1 today. Destiny going up against some of the top dogs in the league. Looking forward to how you guys are going to be playing in playoffs. But for now, here in the Challengers League, we are going to be going right on back to the rest of the desk to start closing out the day and closing out the week. It's only a 2-day week, you guys.
We got off day tomorrow. Bye, Destiny.
Yeah.
Bye, Destiny.
But
Thank you.
yeah, really, really nice that it is a little bit of a short week. We got to see some really interesting stuff, and that extra day before we get more competition with everything that we've been offered this weekend is just going to make me even more antsy to get to the big weekend next weekend.
Yeah, for sure. And we also have to make sure we are paying the bills around here with our favorite segment of all time is going to be the Samsung SSD Fast 5 coming at you real quick. And so, Beatdown, while we wait for that to pop up, what takeaways have you had from today from all the different players that you've seen play?
Wow, I think a couple of different things here is that wild card, top of the table team. I mean, we've been saying it for I think a week or two now where it's like official, but I think it's still really cool that we can stress that like a provisional team is at the top and is taking games off so many of the top teams, including Dignitas yesterday. Really cool seeing the improvement from 100 Thieves as well to be able to take a game off Dignitas as well. I keep referencing that Cloud9 series because they really clowned them, man. It was so bad.
True.
But now they look really good, so it's good.
Turns out I
Cloud9.
lied and definitely scared my producer by calling for the wrong thing. But we are, in fact, looking at the standings first.
Yeah.
And remember, Lennon, there's a bet between Destructs and I about which of these two top teams between Cloud9 and Dignitas would, in fact, end the regular season in first place. I have Dignitas, he has Cloud9. Who are you thinking?
I don't know. I love to see that Cloud9 kind of even in the stakes here from Dignitas' kind of shortcoming of that 2-0 victory. But I think it's so contested, man. I, first and foremost, love this bot lane matchup in between those two. But I think you can look across the board, and there's so many hype matchups between our top two teams.
Yeah. Beatdown, any thoughts on the top of the table or the rest of the standings?
Damn, I was hoping you guys would talk like a second or two longer so I could. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I got you. Just have to give a huge shout out to Wildcard and FlyQuest Challengers today. My God, that was one of the funnest games that I've ever casted in my life, and it was crazy, it was chaotic, but shout out to you guys for putting on a hell of a show.
Yeah, it is wild how it seems to always be FlyQuest Challengers and AoE Gold who seem to have like these crazy back and forth games that are just going for forever. But Beatdown, are you still deep in thought over there?
I'm not deep in thought. I was looking up future matchups. I'm really sorry, Josh. I like the facial hair, but I actually think you picked the wrong team. I'm not gonna lie.
That's okay. That is okay.
Research.
It means I can do different cosplay. I just got to get my Doctor Strange in
There
sooner
you
than
go.
I was initially expecting. But with that, looks like, do we have our top lane bracket final? Did we ever figure that one out?
I wonder.
I believe we're doing the Samsung SSD. The fast.
No, but I'm looking at the run of show, and I scared my producer before.
Oh,
But
don't want to scare.
okay, we do in fact have the finals. From what it turns
let's
out,
go.
we do have. Woo! Honestly, shout out to Sniper. Really cool that they just got the nod coming out from Destiny as the potential nomination for most valuable prospect. And taking down Moose Hater, who I saw him tweeting about it on the Twitters, Lennon. He was just saying, "Come out and vote for me."
Yeah, that it is a competition for a reason. May the best win. And apparently Sniper did.
You might be making the script a little too obvious with this one, guys.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just the route that had to go there, taking down. It feels like Dude, is it all Koreans? ADD, Gamsu Hoon that he had to take down on his way to the finals? Honestly, super funny coming out from General Sniper. But so far, I mean, I still feel like this bracket has been very interesting to kind of keep track of, because it mostly just shows like who's been really popular as well as who's been playing quite well over the past couple of weeks. But with that, let's move on to our last segment of the day. It is, in fact, the Samsung SSD Fast 5. This is information, Nathan, or is it just Nathaniel? For all of the past 3 days. Just the past 3 days, not the entire split. Anything standing out to you here?
The first thing that stands out to me is that it's 2 days because we only have a 2-day week today, Josh.
Well, so technically also Friday. They just weren't any games to record.
Oh, you got me. Okay, fair enough.
The zeros there for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
NA, not available.
True.
So I think automatically what stands out to me is that Hyper joined Dignitas. That's kind of cool.
True.
Yeah.
You can see him on our stream, though. Any thoughts on the fact that Instinct is twice as fast as Masu and Lens?
That is pretty cool. I mean, especially for FlyFam, who, you know, in the blender a little bit. I'm pretty happy for Instinct. I got to talk to him for that interview that he's able to get that stat.
That actually happened in the last game on the other stream, I believe, where they were playing Braum and they just walked APA down, tagged him with Q. APA didn't even
Oh, just Braum things?
Yeah, just happening very early on in the game. Turns out the strong early games are, in fact, the way to go. But Lennon, any closing thoughts on this before we move on for the rest of the day?
I mean, I like to see Instinct down there in the first kill, Masu as well. The FlyQuest boys represent, but a lot of those come from those early cheese fights. And I think Masu's maybe actually came from a little bit of a 2v2. But I obviously really love to see some of those quick level 6s for the junglers, especially Tomio, Rosethorn, and also Ryoma coming up here
I was
as
thinking
well.
that too, yeah.
Yeah. Also the supports, all within a second of each other. Very cool stuff there. And so ultimately, as we close out for the Samsung SSD Fast 5, it is just a celebration of everything fast we have on League of Legends. And again, this is a fast weekend that we've had only 2 days. If you missed it, we are not going to be back tomorrow on Monday. It is President's Day here in the United States, which means that we don't do anything. We just kind of hang out, and I will be building Warhammer miniatures. But look at the right show one more time. It says, casters, thank, guest, and outro. So I'm going to go ahead and thank myself. Thank you, Joshi, for coming on and taking over the desk today.
Thank you, Joshi.
Thank you. I feel like he did really well.
He did really well.
And with that,
really
we want to give
job.
shout-outs to everybody as well. Thank you to production for making us look so well. Thank you to everybody who has been watching so far throughout the past couple of days. Thank you to our producers and our players. None of the show would be possible without any of you guys. And so for now, at the end of week 5, day 2, this is the Path to LCS stream, signing out.